Alright, so here we go. This is going to be the first video about my go-to toolbox for all my towing stuff. Okay, I like to have everything accessible, so when I'm on the side of the road it's just easy to grab whatever I need without having to be searching for stuff. You're on the side of the road, you want to be out of there as fast as you can. Okay, right here on this little magnet strip I have my air fittings that I use the most. I have these two. Well, there's two are the same. I have this one with the reducer for most of the Freightliners and stuff like that. For one of these two right here, I usually have a 90 right here for when the space is limited around the tank. I have just one regular female here, and I got this one for whenever the tank that I'm going to has got a quick connect. Real quick, just in case you guys are wondering, for those that don't know, I operate a 50-ton B&B rotator. There's my remote. I'll pull it out real quick. This truck on this side, on the passenger side, which is the side of the truck that I use for the towing stuff, this is the safer side. It has switches. On the other side, it's got the levers. And right here I can do everything from the remote. It's a pretty big remote, but you can do underlift and everything. The only thing I can't do out of the remote is put my outriggers out. I can put them down but not out. Alright, let's go back to the toolbox. So I got the air fittings here. Here I got my pulley, and I have my retractable ratchet straps, which is what I use to tie up the drive shafts. First I tie it up with this, then I take the ratchet strap to the end of the drive shaft and tie it up and make sure it doesn't slide out from the yoke. Alright, also here I have two sledgehammers, the 3-pounders I think these are. I have my duct tape, and here I'll say it's the most important part of this whole toolbox. I have all my drive shaft sockets. Just by looking at it real quick, I can reach in, and this is what I use for most of the smaller trucks like international and stuff like that requires a 3/8. Gives me plenty of space and angle to be able to get into those tight drive shafts and get them out. Okay, also here I have my 15/16. This is for, I'll say, 90% of the axles that I pull. Unless it's a Volvo, I get an 1 1/8, and I have that in here because I very rarely I get Volvos and I need to put an axle on them. Here I also have my deep 3/4 inch socket for caging brakes. Here I have the one that I use the most, which is my 1/2 inch snap-on for most of the drive shafts, most normal drive shafts that we pull. This is freaking great because it gives you all this space right here, so you can get into the fat part and then go into the bolt and get it out without a problem. Okay, also here I have a 12mm that I usually put with the extension, and I have just a couple of extra ones, but the ones that I just showed you is the most important ones, the one that you use 90 something all the time. Okay, also here I have my duct tape, which I mentioned that before. What I do, I split the duct tape in half because I use it to tie up the end caps on the drive shaft. Once I pull it out, and I tie it up so that they don't fall off. It's just better to be safe than sorry. I don't like to pay for anything. And I split it in half. You really don't need the whole strip. I mean, it's just easier to have just the thinner strip, and that'll last you forever and ever. Here I got probably the worst wipes I've ever had. My dear friend and supervisor Jerome got me this, and they suck. Hopefully he gave me better ones later. All right, here I got my adjustable wrench. This is to take the cap off the air tanks. It's actually, I don't like to have one too small or too big. It's just the perfect size. You can get all of them with it. Here I got 17mm snap-on. This is for the beloved Isuzu NPRs. A lot of people say that they need to use 2 wrenches to get them out. I've never ever run into an NPR where I need to put 2 wrenches on it to pull it out. Okay, also here I have my 3/4 open end ratchet at the end right here, just in case I gotta pin some brakes and there's limited space. Some of these new Volvos have very small space. You actually gotta go in there with a wrench and take it out. Spare 17mm. Here I got like extra air fittings and stuff like that. This goes here. I have the red glad hand that I use a lot if I just gotta tow a trailer or something like that. I have a ratchet, the blue glide hands if I need to run brakes to a trailer. Here, this is a pretty cool tool for most of the newer internationals. It's just a quick connect to the tank. A lot of them you'll see a little rubber cap on the tank, and you can just put that in there and then put your hose to that. Okay, also here's the 90 that I talked about earlier that I usually put on this one right here. Okay, a couple extra reducers, some extra sockets, and I got my impact right here. I also got this little shitty Ryobi impact, like if I'm gonna cage brakes and stuff like that and I don't want to run extra hose, because I do have a reel in the back of the truck with 50 feet of hose. So pretty much when I'm on the side of the road and I gotta pull the dry shaft, all I have to do is grab this tool, grab a socket, and grab my impact, and I run under the truck. I know where everything is. I don't have to be searching or anything like that. That's what you want to avoid. You don't want to be searching for stuff because you want to get off the side of the road. Also in this box right here, this is just extra sockets. The 1 1/8 is in there, and just extra impact sockets. And something very important in the toolbox also, a tape measure. Sometimes you grab stuff from the rear, sometimes you have some of these car haulers. It's an easy way for you to know if you're in the right height. It's not the easiest way to do it with that type of tape measure, but I'm not gonna carry a big stick like the one the car haulers carry. I already have enough stuff in my rotator. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, if you have any comments, questions, concerns, go ahead and write it in the comments. You can email me at heavytowing954@gmail.com. Have a good day.